All right, welcome back to our table talk. Now, do you find yourself having to type a lot or drive a lot and you're doing this with your spine? That's not really good for you now, is it? But what will happen is by sitting for too long, for too many days in a row, you're going to end up with short muscles here called the hip flexors. And so this is going to be short. So even when you stand up, these are going to want to pull in together, and that's going to cause low back problems usually. It'll also cause other muscles in the lower back and the legs to also get tight to try and support you, because these guys, the glutes, are turned off. Okay, so I'm going to show you some exercises that you can do that are going to be, I'd say, the three most important ones that you can do if you have to do a lot of sitting. So, and I'll also show you some in case you can't do some of these due to constrictions or restrictions in your back. So the first one I would say that you would want to do is called a modified bird dog. It's pretty easy on the joints, and what you'll do is you'll end up going down on all four, and then you'll end up taking up one arm and the opposite leg. So you'll end up just going like this. Now the back is going to be straight here. I'm going to put the foot on the ground, and I'll have the arm up. So this is going to be the maneuver. You don't have to have your hands like this. You can have them like this if this causes issues to your wrist. I typically will do it this way, and I will tap down, and then I will tap down like this, and I will continue to get that for that low back. So that's going to get the deep stabilizing muscles. You'll do 45 of these on each side. So that's how you will do that one. It's called a modified bird dog. It's going to help the deep primary stabilizer of the low back. You're also going to want to hit the glutes. My favorite for the glutes is to do something called a kettlebell swing. Okay, so what you'll do is you can grab your kettlebell, or you can even grab two dumbbells. You don't have to have just one kettlebell. So what you'll end up doing on this one is you'll end up shoulder width apart with your feet. You come up, you swing, and you come down. I will actually stop this from going all the way through, and then I'll swing and I'll come back up. And when I swing, I really try and kick my hips forward, and then I'll contract the glutes at the very end stage of that. So you'll come down here, kick up, and down. Now you're not lifting with your arms. That's just painful. Don't do it. All of that momentum is supposed to come from the glutes. So you're supposed to be powerhousing through your glutes, and you come up, and you swing up, and you come back down and stop, and then swing up. I'll do 3 sets of 15, and this is a really good exercise to do for the glutes. Now, if you can't do that one, and some people can't, then what you'll do is a modification of that one. So you'll end up on the ground, and I end up usually putting my hands to the side. You'll put your feet together and your knees together, and your feet close to your hips, as close as you can. What you'll do is then you'll end up sitting up, contract the glutes, and come down. So come up, contract the glutes, come down. If you're not filling it in the glutes and you're filling it in your back, you're doing it wrong. So you might have your legs too far apart, and you're coming up and you're like, yeah, I don't really feel that. So again, feet together, knees together, and then close as you can to the butt. Come up, contract the glutes, come down. 3 sets of 15 ought to be good enough to start, and that'll help out the glutes. Okay. The last but not least, a lot of people want to do crunches. They want to do those to get the abs. That's really not a great ab exercise. Again, that's going to make the hip flexor fire, and that's not really what you want to do. So what you want to do is you can either do a plank or you can do a flutter kick. Planks are great. I like planks. But if you don't want to do a plank, and maybe it's too much for your shoulders, then you're going to take your hands, you're going to put them right underneath your hips, and then what you'll end up doing is then you can lift the feet off the ground like so, and then you just do this motion. I put my head on the ground, and you do this motion, and then you can stop. So maybe do like about 5 of these, and then stop. You don't have to do a continuous amount of these, but I'll do probably about 3 sets of 15. So I'll do 5, 5, 5, that's 1 set, and then do them again. Okay, so that is how you can do that if you cannot do planks, but I am a big fan of planks. Okay, so again, the modified bird dog, the kettlebell swing, and a plank. And if you can't do some of those, you can do, again, the flutter kicks, or you can also do the back bridges. Those would be my go-tos to really help out that low back, to make sure that the hip flexors aren't too tight. And I'm going to show you one more stretch that you can do. You typically are going to want to do this stretch on either the floor or on the couch. Okay, so if I'm going to do it on the floor, what I will do is I'll come in like this and back like this, and just stretch that up. it's not for us, I promise. The second thing you can do is if you stretch that out, do it for about a minute. Okay, that's all you really need to do for a stretch is you'll stretch whatever muscle group you're going to stretch. You'll do that for 1 minute. So you're going to come up, you're going to push up like that, you're going to stretch this up. That's how you can do it from the ground. Now, one more you can do from the couch or from a bench is you come up to any kind of bench and say I want to get the hip flexor on this side. What I'll do is I'll go up to like the sofa, for example. I'll put my leg up on it, and then I will drive my hip into that and kind of lift up my head, and I will stretch open this whole hip flexor here. I'll just stretch into that nice and slow. And then I can also use this other leg to go down and drive that just a little bit more. And I can even support my arm and my body a little bit. So again, you're going to do that 1 minute twice. You can do that on both sides. That's going to help kind of open up the hip flexors. Keep watching us. We're going to keep giving more health tips. Take care, guys.